Therapy Explained, where we explain, demystify, and destigmatize mental health and mental health treatment. My name is Deniss. I'm a licensed therapist and mental health educator and speaker, and your host here at Therapy Explained. Today, we're going to be talking about how your mother wound could potentially be affecting your performance at work. Something that people don't really notice is that we tend to choose workplaces and we tend to fall into the roles that we are used to taking up in our lives. So, whatever role you take in your personal life, it's very likely that that's also the role that you're taking on at work. So, if normally you're somebody that has a hard time setting boundaries, that perhaps is used to taking care of other people in your family, it's very likely that your job is also one in which you take care of other people, in which you probably take on a lot of work, right? So, because your inner child is needing some love, care, reassurance, even in your personal life, it's also going to show up at work, right? You're a person, you are who you are in whatever arena. So if, right, you're feeling burnt out, overwhelmed, unhappy at work, it's possible that you're repeating some of the unhealthy patterns that you have in your personal life, in your professional life. That's why it's important for us to talk about your mother wound at work, because it can help you address things like imposter syndrome, burnout, and then any other discomfort or difficulties that you're experiencing at work. Before we dive into today's subject, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you want more conversations like this one. And if you want to stay in touch, know when I'm posting new videos, kind of get more information about the month's topics and what we're doing here at the channel, be sure to subscribe to the newsletter. And lastly, if you'd like to show more support to the channel, consider becoming a channel member or a paid Patreon where you can also get access to these videos 1 week before everyone else. But either way, you can get free weekly content through the Patreon. So make sure to at least check it out and get some more information about every topic that we cover each month. Without further ado, let's talk a little bit about the mother wound and how it may be showing up for you at work. For anyone that's new here, let's do a quick recap. What is the mother wound? So, the mother wound refers to deep emotional pain connected to your relationship with your mother that was developed particularly during your childhood. These experiences can include emotional neglect, emotional abuse, physical abuse, rejection, and just an overall lack of feeling loved, accepted, and seen by your mother. And the mother wound as a grown up, behaviorally, what that can look like is trouble with setting boundaries, lots of people pleasing, low self esteem, and difficulty forming intimate relationships. But let's talk about what your mother wound can look like in the workplace. So, your mother wound might actually be affecting the way that you relate to people at work. Of course, the more obvious relationship that you might be struggling with is any mentor or female power figure at work. So you may be more drawn to female figures at work, more women with power at work, but it doesn't necessarily have to be women. This could just be anybody with power. And what this might actually look like in practice is taking on too many projects, having a hard time saying no to others, and maybe even playing the maternal role yourself while at work. This may also look like difficulty receiving criticism, or at the opposite of that is also compliments. So you might have trouble receiving compliments and accepting them, like really accepting that you're doing a good job. And then when you receive criticism, you might internalize that and feel very hurt. Sometimes that feeling might be very overwhelming, where you feel like you failed or that you're no good. So, what is actually happening is that your mother wound is being triggered in these situations because you didn't receive a maternal reassurance to be seen, to be loved by somebody whose approval you wanted, whose love you wanted. That can be triggered here at work, right? It's important for you to be seen, it's important for you to be validated, and you're not getting that. Reclaiming your power at work. Okay, so now we know what the mother wound is, what it might be looking like for you at work. So now let's help you feel a little bit more empowered and regain a little bit of sense of control, maybe even help you get to rearrange some of the dynamics that are going on for you here. The first step, as always, is self awareness. So pay attention to the moments that feel overwhelming emotionally for you, whether that is anger, frustration, sadness, anxiety, right? So that sense of worry. Whenever you're having these emotions, try to allow that to prompt you to ask yourself, okay, what is really happening? What is the emotion that I'm feeling? Because sometimes it could just be like a really big feeling, a very uncomfortable feeling. So we want to first identify it and then figure out, okay, what is going on here? Some questions that I find helpful to kind of dig in once we have the emotion is to figure out, okay, I'm angry because there's a certain behavior that is taking place. And the question would be, what message am I taking from this behavior? So whether it was feedback from somebody or somebody saying something or doing something, I'm feeling a type of way. What message am I receiving from that? What am I saying? What narratives am I putting on that? Does mean this means that this person thinks I'm dumb or I'm unqualified or this person is trying to take my job or this person is doing XYZ, right? Feels disappointed in me. Whatever it may be, take that message and then ask yourself, what is my inner child trying to tell me? Because that message that you received is your inner child projecting. That is your inner wound kind of coming out in the open, right? And that is why this feeling is feeling so big. Knowledge is power. So once we know that, we can start to help your inner child feel a little bit safer. So that mother wound that was triggered, that's telling you this message, how can we soothe it? Whether that is seeking reassurance, whether it's internally or with other people, or perhaps even problem solving and asking yourself, is that really the message that is trying to be sent? This is when we can use all our other tools like communication skills to ask, right? To communicate with that person, hey, like this is how I'm taking this. This is really how you're meaning it, or I'm worried that perhaps you have this perception of me, can we talk about it, right? So engaging in more productive conversations with people around you at work. That being said, having these conversations can be helpful, but might also themselves be a little bit dysregulating for you. So this is when your coping tools come in, learning how to ground yourself, take those deep breaths, managing the anxiety that might be coming up for you around these conversations, but even outside of those conversations, right? Whatever your mother wound, whatever emotion your mother wound is kind of triggering for you, that will need some soothing, right? So how can you help yourself feel loved and again seek that reassurance that we talked about? If this video added value to your day, be sure to let me know by giving it a thumbs up. And of course, if you want more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe. If you're looking for more content from me just like this one, you have quite a few options. Number one, you can join the Patreon. The free membership tier gives you free weekly content on mental health topics, and the paid membership for just $5 a month helps me create these videos, but also gives you access to them 1 week before everyone else does. Similarly, becoming a channel member for just $5 a month also gives you access to these videos 1 week before everyone else. And if you just kind of want to stay in the know and see what's going on, see what I'm up to, and know when new videos are posted, you can also sign up for the newsletter. All the links will be down below if you want to stay in touch and keep this conversation going outside of this video. Before you go, take a deep breath in with me and out. Until next time, be gentle with yourself.